Auzubillahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Brother Ibrahim, whilst we were side chatting now, he's made my job very easy. He's told me I have about 10 to 15 minutes to hold the microphone, so he's made it easier for me. And I say that because when my brother, the Ansar-ud-Deen youth chairman, when he called me and he said to me, Honorable Commissioner, will be inviting you for a program. I said, yes, I'll come. Automatically, I just said, yes, I'll come. When he sent me the flyer and I saw marital seminar, I had to take a step back. So that was a setup, right? And then he brings me here today. He says to me, you can come about 12 noon. So I got here about 12:03. I was waiting in the reception. I can get here about 12 noon. He brings me on stage. Hajia speaks. Doctor speaks. And then he wants me to speak. What does he want me to say? And I've been sitting down there thinking and thinking and thinking. What did he have in mind? Right? Because they've said everything. Alhamdulillah. They've said everything. But as a youth, we are dynamic. We think on our feet. And we're supposed to be progressive. We'll find a way. So I stand before you as your Commissioner for Youth and Social Development in Lagos State, ALHAJI MOBOLAJI ABUBAKRE Ogulende. I'm also the, Alhamdulillah, the ADYAN of Badagry Division. So it's a pleasure, it's an honor to be here. My job is very complicated as Commissioner for Youth. Why? Because our citizens continue to say that there's always a disconnect between the government and the people. So one thing I have been deliberate about as your Commissioner for Youth is to ensure that I continue to engage. So whenever I'm given the platform or the opportunity to engage, I take advantage of it just so that I can, in my own capacity, continue to show government presence, and engage. Last night, I was at a secular economy where there was a boxing match, a different set of youths. I was there to engage. Prior to that, the same yesterday, the Igbo Ohanese Community Youth Group were having their first youth summit. I was there to engage. On Friday, I was in Abraham Adesoya, in one of the estates where they brought together a lot of youths on the streets of Lagos in this axis that are looking for hope. I was there to engage. So the point I'm making is there's always that platform to engage. And, I always take advantage of it. So this is another platform to engage, right? Yes, there's a topic which I would dance around. But again, the most important thing is to engage. And I hope and I pray and my intention when I agreed to come for this is that one or two people who are youth or youthful would hear one or two things that I would say and will be able to take it back and make them better. That is simply what I believe my job is today. Marital seminar. What is marriage? What is marriage? To every one of us here, it means something completely different. To some people, I just want to have a partner. To some people, I just want to have a baby. To some people, I just want to be able to show the world that I'm in a union So it means something different to everybody. What does it mean to me? I don't know, but I've been in it for 18 years. Allahu Akbar. But even at that, it means something different to me. So I'm hoping, but ultimately, there's no manual. There is no manual for marriage, right? Hajia's delivery was completely different from doctor's delivery, but it's the same message. But there's no manual, right? No marriage is made in heaven. Everything is made on earth. But it's up to you how you want it to be, right? I have been opportune to be a chairman at several weddings. And when they call me out to say, speak to the couple, and it's the same thing that I say in every marriage that I've witnessed, every nikai. And I say to them, look, the only thing I have to say to you is three things, because that's what it means to me. Number one, patience. Number two, patience. Number three, patience. If you can have those three ingredients, you have a successful marriage. That is what I say to them, because that's what it means to me. Because when you have patience, it solves most of the issues, right? It solves a lot of the issues. We're in a very dynamic world. A lot of abnormalities is becoming normal. A lot of things have changed, morals, values, culture has been thrown out of the window. But hey, this is where we are. A lot of my brothers would say, when I speak to them and I say, why aren't you married? They'll say, I'm looking for money. I'm looking for money before I get married. And I say, what do you need money for? It's easier said than done. But the truth is, if you find the right partner, look, let me take you back a bit. The earlier you get married, the better for you. The earlier you get married, the better for you. I got married at a very young age. And perhaps I didn't even know what I was doing. But my wife is a very strong, devoted Muslim. And she made it clear, this is what we need to do to move forward. And because I knew at that point in time that this is what I wanted to do, I just jumped on it, not even knowing what I was doing. But alhamdulillah, today, I'd like to thank her for ensuring that we took that journey and we took it early enough. Money is good, but money does not bring happiness. Money does not save your marriage. Money does not keep you together, right? I want to encourage you to start as early as you can. To me, a lot of people lay a lot of emphasis on the wedding as opposed to the marriage. What is the wedding going to look like? How many people are coming? The cake, the decoration. It's all good, but look, you need to pay attention. That energy you use in planning the wedding, if you put it together towards the marriage, it goes a long way. Because what that would mean is you pay less attention to the wedding itself and spend more time thinking about what the marriage will be. Because at the end of the day, at the end of that nikai, that day, it's you and your wife that are together. Everybody goes home. Prior to the nikai or to the marriage or to the wedding, right? You are the center of attraction. Everybody is calling you. Everybody wants to be there for you and all of that stuff. The day it's over, everything changes. You are just normal, right? So all that energy and emphasis that we've, a lot of us tend to put on that wedding, if we, channel it towards the marriage, it goes a long way, right? Ultimately, the foundation, when you're building a house, if the foundation is not solid, what happens? The building comes crumbling down. So the foundation is always very important. Just like Hajia was saying, what do you want out of a marriage? Have you taken time to understand the person you're marrying? Have you taken time to do your istiara? Right? Have you taken time to actually talk to God about the kind of partner that you want? There's a prayer that I have that I do all the time when I'm praying to God. God, I'm asking you for this. If it's for me, give it to me. If it's not for me, don't give it to me. But perhaps I'm not even asking for the right thing, but you know what it is. Please give that to me. And I apply it in everything that I do, and I can assure you that it works. Right? So the foundation must be solid. And if you take, some of these things that have been mentioned by the earlier speakers, it goes a long way because it would give you the opportunity opportunity just to be able to get it right. It doesn't mean it will be perfect, because nothing is perfect, right? Do I pray 5 times a day? Yes. Do I do my zakat? Yes. Have I been for Hajj? Yes, Alhamdulillah. Do I fast? Yes. Do I believe there's only one God? Yes. However, so as far as I'm concerned, I'm a good Muslim, right? But is there room for improvement? Yes. Am I perfect? No. I would have loved to be able to quote like Doctor, was doing, but hey, I've read the Quran, right? And I'm diversing a little bit that our definition of what is should and should not be may not be what we think it is. God is the ultimate judge, and He's the one that will decide, what is going to happen to you. So why am I going down this route now? Is because a lot of our youths, they believe there must be a certain way. They believe they must do certain things that will make them holy, and that is, what will get them to Jannah. Everybody is okay to interpret it as they wish, but for me, I've listed the 5 programs of Islam, which is what we've been taught that we should live and abide by. And I've said, is there room for improvement? Yes. I've also said, I'd love to be able to quote like Doctor and many of our brothers here. But that I'm not able to does not make me imperfect. Allah will be the judge. Am I trying? Yes. Right? So you don't have to be perfect, but we must continue to encourage ourselves. And I'm saying that because there's a lot of societal pressure as youths. There's a lot of, I'm trying to be like this person as youths, which then tends to eat into, the fabric of our fiber, and then, it confuses us, and we start to do things that we're not supposed to do, right? Love means something different to each and every one of us. Love. The key word, love. And everybody believes that love is an ingredient you need in a marriage, for the marriage to survive. For me, what is more important in a marriage is friendship. Friendship. Because love sometimes dies. Right? Love sometimes dies. But then if you have a friendship as your solid foundation, it goes a long way, because when the love dies, you are able to build on that friendship, and you hold yourself together to be able to take you on that journey. And that is what true friendship is about. To me, I'm not saying you should not love, or please love. But again, I'm just trying to paint different directions, just so that we can start to think about it when we're thinking about a blissful marriage. As I'm rounding up, today's world, like I said, the abnormal is gradually becoming a normal. Our brothers doing things that they are not supposed to do, our sisters doing things that they're not supposed to do. Again, I don't judge. God is the ultimate, God will, Almighty Allah will be the one to judge. However, and I'll round up with this, a lot of emphasis are always laid on the women, girl child. No, we need to start thinking about the boy child, right? We need to start thinking about our brothers. And I say that because the society believes a woman should be a certain way. So you have a daughter, you need to do this. You've planned your daughter, you've channeled her energy, her education, and you've prepared her for this man. Meanwhile, this man has not been groomed. He has not been given the moral values. He has not been taught or been told that you need to say no to domestic violence, right? He has not been taught that it is wrong to hit a woman. He has not been taught what actual love is. When Doctor was saying something as little as a hug, how many people give, a lot of men are not even able to give women hugs. And that is the reality of it, right? The women are saying yes, we agree. So I'm speaking. Thank you very much. A lot of our men are not able to do it, and that's because they've taught us that men are not supposed to cry, men are supposed to be, the alpha, men are supposed to be X and Y and Z. It's what they've taught us. Things have changed. So we also need to be able to talk to our men, talk to our guys, to continue to be of a certain, way and manner as well, just so that when we prepare, that perfect or near perfect lady, she doesn't turn into a punching bag, for that gentleman that has not been taught all of these things due to no fault of his. So there's one thing I am doing as a young leader to ensure that I'm not perfect, don't get me wrong, but within my capacity, because by virtue of my position, I have the opportunity to hold the microphone in certain places. And with that, what I do is to be able to encourage our guys, to be able to speak to them, to be able to see how I can mentor them, to see how they can also be able to be of positive value, so that when that young lady or young woman has been groomed up to that level, they can also match it. Otherwise, it is a complete waste of time, because ultimately, especially in today's world, which is how I'll round it up, the young ladies of today's world, they don't have time. They don't have time. That's the reality. Gone are the days where you say a lady cannot work or she cannot be the breadwinner. Things have changed, and we need to acclimatize to this change. Because if you don't change with change, you'll be left behind. That's the reality of it. That is why a lot of our young women and ladies, they are willing, ready, and able to carry their bags and leave. Because you're not going to turn me into a punching bag, or you're not going to be at par with me. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But some of our scholars and our fathers would say, no, this is the way it was. This is the way it's supposed to be. A woman should be subjected to a man and all of that. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm just dealing with and talking to the reality of today, which is why we have a lot of single mothers, because they just don't have that time and they are not ready to do that. But if we have gentlemen that have been groomed, and spoken to and carried alongside the women, then they are par, and ultimately they are able to live in peace. And finally, to both young men and ladies, it is also important to know that it is not by force. Please know when to leave. Thank you very much.
Akbar.